The cost entry in the system is another point where VISCO is integrating with the accounting software. But there's some benefits of doing the cost entry through VISCO instead of entering directly into the accounting. So let's go through that. So under the finances menu option here, you have costs, and this can be done in batches. This can be done in batches. So you click this plus button to add new batches. This list shows all the open batches that have not yet been posted to the accounting system. I'm gonna create a new one. I'll click the plus button. And the first question is which vendor, so I'm adding the first cost here. I'm choosing a vendor here, let's say this company ABX, and I can input the invoice date, and the reference number refers to the vendor's invoice number. And then we're going to click show details to add the specifics of this invoice. So here's where you can sort of enter each individual line item from the bill if there are many, and you can assign a cost type for each of them. So let's say ocean freight, for example. Ocean freight, $3,000. And then each one of these cost types is actually mapped to a cost of goods sold account or to a general ledger account in the accounting software. So when you select the cost type, it pre-fills and shows you which general ledger account it's going to be posting to. And so in this case, I said this bill is for $3,000, and I'm choosing how I want to distribute that cost. So again, at the cost type level in the administration area, you can define a default distribution method or default way in which you want that cost to be distributed across all the items that you're applying it to. So in the case of ocean freight, most people prefer to do it by CBM or by weight, but you have lots of different options or lots of different ways in which you can apply these costs. You can do it by value, by quantity, as I said, by weight, just open where you're entering what you want to, the way you want to apply it. But in this case, I'm going to say I want to apply it by CBM. And then I'm going to choose what entity I'm applying this to. So in the case of ocean freight, I'm going to apply this to a container. But say it was a bill for the material cost, you might apply that to a purchase order. If it was a outbound trucking expense, we might apply that to a delivery. So you have lots of different ways in which you can apply these costs. And then since it's ocean freight, I'm applying it to a container. I'm going to pick which container this should be applied to. Just sort by a recent one. And if we say this one, for example, oops, this one. So it's going to pre-fill. Okay, no, because of date in transit there, it doesn't work. So let's pick a different container. Okay, choose this one. And this is showing me all the different products that are on that container. In fact, in this case, it's just 3 different shipments of the same product, but it's now taking that and distributing that cost by CBM. So whatever's taking up more of the container is also absorbing more of the cost. So this information gets used in calculating that landed cost number on each of the products being shipped. But this is the actual distribution. It's sort of doing the math to distribute that cost across all the items in the container automatically. And then if we wanted to, we could add other cost types. We can add more bills that we're processing as part of this batch. And then when we're ready to, we push this button, which is going to push this batch of costs over to the accounting system and create a bill in the accounting software.